Good morning from Duluth. It's about 7 a.m. On our way to another weekend of autocross. Right now I'm just making sure my car's, I got all my stuff out of it. Also, I got new keys made and they don't work the best. Hold on. Good to go. Battery is, I should probably tighten that tie down a little bit. Spare my tools, but oil, I got oil left. Should be good to go. Bought the helmets. Is there anything in here? Well, I took the floor mats out and I immediately regret that decision. Well, I had to for autocross, but I just didn't put them back in. Now my carpet looks like that, so that's awesome. Yeah, that's fine. But with that being said, I think it'll be interesting to see how he does today. Last year at Proving Grounds, he did a really good job. I think he finished top 3 in his class. But it's going to be interesting with the upgraded turbo, because if I'm not mistaken, he's probably not making boost to about, I don't know, 3,500 to like 4,000 RPM. And in autocross, you're really not going that fast, so he's either gonna have to rev the piss out of it or really push the car and hopefully not spin out and wreck or anything. But I think he'll do all right. He's a good driver, at least from what I know. So I think it'll be really interesting. Oh, then obviously me in the fucking shitbox Miata. It's not a shitbox, all right. It's special. We'll just say that. Here's my girlfriend's car. Don't mind that. You'll see what that is. Girlfriend's car, she's gonna autocross today too. She's never done it before, so I'm excited for her. She's nervous, but I think she'll do just fine. Just picked this hoopty up the other day. I think this is her good side. $200. Picked her up for her, so I mean, it's ugly, but it runs and drives actually fairly decently. It smells like a dead body, but that's just fine. There she is. Just peachy in the morning. Oh, cold start. What a piece of junk. This is where it's at. Even comes with a bread sticker. I don't know the story behind that. Unfortunately, automatic. Anyways, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with that. Might, just keep it as a backup car. I mean, it was $200, so I literally expect nothing out of it. If it blew up today, well, I'm not driving it today, but if something happened to it, I can't be upset, because what do you expect for $200? Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. But I think it's the same group going out this time. Obviously, Molly is coming along too. I'm not sure if Ryan's making it out, but Spencer, Alex, Josh, my buddy Kyler is coming with. So that'll be fun. If anyone's got the hookup for Miata parts, like somewhere in Minnesota, I'm willing to drive. I need a door and both front fenders, preferably, just because I would like to paint this thing. Now that I got that Camry over there, so and a Subaru, which no one knows about. Well, people know about, but no one on the YouTube. So. Oh god. I mean, We'll just turn her into the tow rig. Let's just trailer the car to the racetrack. Yeah, probably not. But yeah, it's just a fucking junker. High miles. The body is absolutely fucked. But it's got good tires, runs and drives good. There's this bitch. We did our headlights the other day. We like custom retrofitted them. She got some new wheels and tires. But you know, it ain't no Miata. That's alright. I know I haven't made any videos, and well, made a couple in the past month or so, but I've just, you know, this whole quarantine thing's been kind of crazy. I haven't really done anything to the Miata, at least. Kind of been working on another little project that's Subaru out there, and basically, well, it'll be like a little mini series I'll upload. I didn't really like commentate when I was videoing, just kind of like me, well, doing what I did to it. And then like 2 weeks later the motor popped on it, so that was just a whole stressful situation, which is unfortunate. But I'll make a video about that. That's a cop. Hi officer, I was just vlogging. Okay, anyways. Yeah, what's that noise? It's like a squealing. Oh, whatever. On my way now. We're all meeting up at this old elementary school up the road. Should be a good time. Probably gonna stop at Dunkin' Donuts really quick. I need to get gas, so I think Molly's gonna go to get coffee and whatnot, and I'm gonna get some gasolina. But this car has been a frickin' champ. I mean, hasn't thrown me any real issues yet. Obviously, like, you know, replacing the clutch and the suspension wasn't exactly the greatest time I've had in my life, but I got it done. And this car's been great. Last weekend I autocrossed it, you know, at the same place that we're going today, and it was, you know, it was awesome. This thing did great. So I'm excited to get out again this weekend. Last weekend I got a couple runs in, and then it started to like snow. You know, typical Minnesota snowing in what month is it? May, mid to late May. So yeah, that was not, you know, ideal, but that's okay. This is definitely not a highway car. I'm going 70, and I'm absolutely pegged at about 4,000 RPM. Soft top, you know, makes all sorts of wind noise. But you know what, it's the sacrifices you gotta make to drive a Miata, and it's all worth it, obviously. But yeah, just thought I'd let you guys into the life of a Miata owner. If you ever were thinking of owning a Miata, don't expect it to be a freeway cruiser. I'd say it's pretty comfortable, you know, around town, but when you're out going, you know, more than 50, I'd say it's pretty loud and, you know, high in the RPMs because it's got short gears, which you'd think would help with the acceleration a little bit, but it's still just absolutely, you know, slow as hell. It's funny because, you know, normal ass traffic pulling off at a stoplight, I'm out here just absolutely pegged, and they're just going along their own ways, and they're just still passing me. I literally think a Prius would beat this in a race. But that being said, you know, last weekend went out on the track, and this thing, I don't know, I beat a couple Z's and a couple Subarus and a, you know, maybe on a horsepower, you know, 90s Miata. I think that's the beauty of it, is it's like a momentum car. So, you know, the limit of this car versus the limit of me as a driver, not even close. I haven't even reached close to the limit of this car. So I feel like, you know, learning this, getting this, Mercury, I think those are, what are those? Capri XR2? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, I think I have ADD, if you couldn't tell. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is this car, you know, you've heard of people in stock Miatas going out on tracks, beating up on, you know, newer Mustangs and, you know, some, you know, 350Zs, 370Zs, you know, all sorts of like cars with triple, double the horsepower. But that's just because the characteristics of this car when it comes to handling and, you know, the weight distribution. But, you know, I've got a lot of driving ahead of me if I ever want to, like, totally, like, I wouldn't say master this, but, you know, learn the limits of myself as a driver, while also being able to push the limit on the car, and then going from there with power upgrades and whatnot. So, you know, for some people that takes years and years, and I'm sure it's going to be the same for me. Obviously, I want to do whatever I can to make that process go by quicker. So, I think the best thing you can do for yourself is just go out to the track and get practice at seat time. But maybe I'm wrong and I'm just speaking out of my ass, because what the hell do I know? I've only, you know, been to a couple track days myself. But I've already noticed such a big improvement. Obviously, having my friends who have much more experience help me out has been awesome. Well, I just got the absolute piss scared out of me. My wipers were on and it sounded like a fucking... I thought someone was in my trunk, like, screaming because I went... Ah! I probably won't put that in the video. That's fucking embarrassing. But anyways, we are on our way. Alex is up there, well, driving the truck, towing the 8.6. Behind him is Spencer. I'll just give a rundown of the list of cars and modifications. But I'm gonna wait a sec because there's a sheriff up there, and I don't want to be filming while I'm driving. Anyways, as I was saying, so up there we got Alex pulling the 8.6. Store behind that, it's a full drivetrain swap from an S2000, I believe. So it's got the Honda engine with the, you know, obviously rear-wheel drive, whatnot. Thing fucking revs to like 9,000 something RPM. Sounds, makes all the right sounds. I fucking love that car. You know, it's fully gutted. It's got some tires, suspension, whatnot. Behind him is Spencer in his STI. It's a hatchback. It's got like an IAG stage 2 block, I think, or stage 1. I don't know. I think a couple bolt-ons, but nothing too crazy. I mean, obviously the thing still rips because it's an STI. But yeah, and then we got Molly, my girlfriend. She just has a catback, wheels and tires, and, you know, a lot of stickers that add a lot of horsepower. And then we've got Carlos, which is probably, well, most definitely the fastest car out of all of us. He has a, I think it's a 2018 or 17 STI. He actually just finished like the build and just got a tune, I think a couple days ago. But it's a IAG closed deck block, obviously all forged internals, bigger turbo, you know, you name it, everything's done to it. I think it made, oh god, I don't remember, 500 something horsepower on E85. So I'd say, you know, that's pretty healthy for a Subaru in the stock turbo setup. I think that's about the limit that you can get on those engines. Thing absolutely rips, and it looks awesome too. He's got, you know, rear diffuser, he's got a carbon fiber lip, pretty much everything that you'd want in a Subaru is right there. But with that being said, I think it'll be interesting to see how he does today. Last year at Proving Grounds, he did a really good job. I think he finished top 3 in his class. But it's going to be interesting with the upgraded turbo, because if I'm not mistaken, he's probably not making boost to about, I don't know, 3,500 to like 4,000 RPM. And in Autocross, you're really not going that fast, so he's either going to have to rev the piss out of it or really push the car and hopefully not spin out. and, you know, wreck or anything. But I think he'll do all right. He's a good driver, at least from what I know. So I think it'll be really interesting. Oh, then obviously me in the fucking, you know, shitbox Miata. It's not a shitbox, all right? It's special, we'll just say that. For any of you that haven't watched any of my other videos, if you want to, feel free. I've documented pretty much every step of you know, owning this car. Obviously, it's nothing crazy. Wish it could be, but it's not. All I've got done to it is, well, a lot of maintenance. When I first got it, I replaced the clutch, new fuel system, new ignition system. I don't know, I think that's it as far as maintenance goes. I think the timing belt was done not too long ago. I hope it wasn't, you know, I hope so at least. I checked it and it looked fairly solid. Since then I've put on coilovers, which are, you know, they're just cheap coilovers. I don't even remember the name of them. They're gold and black. They wow! Holy shit, I have a lot of energy. I just drank a full Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Anyways, they don't ride the best, but, you know, last weekend tested them out on the track, and the car feels surprisingly solid considering how janky the coilovers are. So, you know, obviously I'd like to upgrade eventually. Get some, like, teens or I don't know, BCs or something. But, you know, I got this car for a pretty good deal. It was under $2,000, we'll just say that. And when I first got it, I wasn't about to drop, you know, over $1,000 into suspension, considering, you know, I only got the car for so cheap. And obviously it needed some maintenance. But yeah, so it rips. I mean, it's definitely not a straight line car, definitely not a freeway or highway car, as we've discussed earlier. I've done a couple little cosmetic things here and there. It's got some pretty wide wheels, 15 by 8, zero offset, stretched to 205/50 over it. I don't know if you can see in this video, it's definitely got some poke, and that's kind of the look I was going for. I know some people think it looks ridiculous. I don't know, I like the way that it sits. I like the stance that it's got. It's not like flush at all. I mean, the wheel sticks out, so does the tire. But I like that look, and personally that's me. And, you know, I probably could have gone with like a 20 offset or something and had more of a flush look, but I think I like this look a lot better. But that's just me, and, you know, not everyone obviously agrees. So I'm probably gonna stop rambling, put my headphones in, and enjoy this drive.